The lexical development of senior high school learners, basis for Compendium of English-Filipino languages and vocabulary acquisition strategies. This is Maria Theresa P. Gabe from General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School. Keeping the language alive is the responsibility of all human beings. With this great sense of responsibility, the people continue to keep the language prolific by continuously using it and letting it flourish. Language needs to grow and expand. Learners must acquire vocabulary knowledge and must have proper practice of lexical development. Knowing these, students will learn to work out for the answers themselves, and they will be empowered to manage their own learning processes, particularly in vocabulary acquisition and lexical development. Because language is a great weapon to change, to prosper, and to have the best communication. It is a vital need for people to express feelings, opinions, and to understand and to be understood. Language users must be responsible. To be faithful to this responsibility, humans must learn to give importance to vocabulary. Vocabulary is an integral part of language. Therefore, it must be nurtured and given value. To acquire this, lexical development is a crucial need. Lexical development is known as the study of changes that occur in vocabulary knowledge over childhood. It concerns children's first steps in building a vocabulary, how children of different ages assign meanings to words, and how these meanings change in response to various experiences. Vocabulary is vital in communication. We use it in speaking, reading, listening, writing, understanding, blogging, vlogging, and other activities. The primary objective of this study was to determine the lexical development of senior high school learners of General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School. Specifically, this study addressed the following research questions. Number one, what is the status of lexical development of the participating senior high school learners in terms of vocabulary knowledge? Number two, does the lexical development of the participating senior high school learners matter in the creation of vocabulary strategies? Number three, based on the results, what remediation program on lexical development may be proposed? For clarity and focus of this research undertaking, it is guided by the following scope and limitations. Number one, this study was conducted among random learners of General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School from Corsigma District, Cavite Province Division. Number two, meanwhile, the study restricted itself only to assessing the vocabulary knowledge and lexical development of the learners. Number three, the study utilized only the English-Filipino terms in assessing the lexical development of the learners. Number four, for further clarification, vocabulary knowledge assessment will be used to evaluate the lexical development of the learners. Number five, the study will help create a compendium of English-Filipino glossary. Number six, the study will serve as a basis for the creation of vocabulary acquisition strategies that will be of great use for enhancing the learner's vocabulary. The study utilized the following: descriptive research design, quantitative research, random sampling. A population of 400 senior high school learners from General Mariano Alvarez Technical High School, school year 2019 to 2020 are the respondents. For the statistics, the following were used: scale and interpretation, frequency, percentage, mean, standard deviation. For the instrument, a researcher-made vocabulary questionnaire was used as the instrument. The 100-item questionnaire focused on profile of the respondents and the English-Filipino vocabulary knowledge of the learners. This study used the scale and interpretation to find the relevant results. Excellent, 91 to 100, raw scores. Very good, 81 to 90. Good, 71 to 80. Fair, 61 to 70. Poor, 51 to 60. Very poor, 41 to 50. Needs remediation, 40 and below. The significant results of this study are the following. The highest score that the respondents got is 85 points, or 0.25% of the total population, while the lowest is 20 points, 0.75% of the total population. The score with the highest population is 29, 6.25% of the total population. It only means that the vocabulary knowledge of some respondents are acceptable while some really needs remediation. The learners rate using the evaluation scale and interpretation are the following. Nobody got the excellent rate. 0 out of 400 respondents, the score got 91 to 100. Only 10 got the very good rate, 81 to 90. For the summary of the results, 400 learners were chosen as the research respondents. The 100-item research questionnaire were utilized. The total score reached 18,409 points. The total mean only reached 46.02%. The standard deviation of the raw score reached 18.57%. The total mean percentage score only reached 46.02%. This table is an eye-opener. It presented a great disappointment in terms of lexical education. After rigid study and language investigations, the researcher therefore conclude that the senior high school learners' lexical development and vocabulary knowledge requires an extensive enhancement because the result of this study is alarming and upsetting. The vocabulary enhancement processes that the learners have needs upgrading. It needs further improvement and positive transformation. The research output, English-Filipino glossary and vocabulary acquisition strategies book must be utilized to know its full potential as a vocabulary-focused instructional material and teaching strategies. Due to the undesirable result of this study, the researcher, with the help of her colleagues, will utilize the English-Filipino glossary and the vocabulary acquisition strategies to help the learners to enhance their vocabulary knowledge. Vocabulary is a must in communication and in learning. Everyone must know it, learn it, use it, and be delighted with it. This has been Maria Theresa P. Gabe, presenting the lexical development of senior high school learners, basis for Compendium of English-Filipino language, and vocabulary acquisition strategies.